Hi, and welcome to OverHERD at Career Education. My name is Denny Doherty, and I'm here with Erin Lafon from our office today.
Hey, Denny.
Hey, Erin. For those of you who may not know, OverHERD at Career Ed is a brand new twice monthly outreach from our office. Today, our topic is going to be navigating a tough job market, something that unfortunately a number of us probably know a thing about due to recent events. Isn't that right, Erin?
That is correct.
Yeah, so
More often than we want, for sure.
That's right, and something we'll kind of get into here a little bit as we go. It's not the first time that it's happened, but at the same time, it doesn't mean it's not scary or disheartening or anything like that. So what we hope to do is share some tips with you from our end, from our point of view. So here's just a quick recap of some statistics I'd mentioned last time. We have another monthly outreach called Career Education Live, and on that outreach last month, I'd mentioned some statistics. As far as unemployment goes, in May of this year in the U.S., it was nearly 15%, which is kind of heartbreakingly high. I think that's a word, heartbreakingly.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Yeah. It is now. The good news is that as of, I believe last month, I don't know if we have figures for this month yet. As of last month, we were down to about 11.1%, which is moving in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And it is encouraging.
Moving in the direction we all want it to go, for sure.
Absolutely. The bad news is that a year ago, July 2019, it was at 3.7%. So I think last time we talked about this, we joked about my arithmetic skills a little bit. So it's at least 3 times what it was, probably getting close to 4 times. Again, any math majors can send me hate mail critiquing my lack of arithmetic
Well,
abilities.
they definitely won't come from me, I can assure you.
That's
I was
good.
not a math major.
I was a communication major, so that's good. So at least one person's going with my arithmetic.
That's right.
Always...
I'm going with you, Denny. I'm going with you.
Oh, thank you, Erin. I appreciate it. So that's good. That's the good news. Like I said, the bad news is unemployment is still kind of not where we'd like to see it. So if you're a recent graduate, or maybe you recently found yourself unemployed, perhaps you're a Marshall alum, perhaps maybe in some other way affiliated with the university. Maybe even if you're an undergraduate student, maybe an underclassman, kind of wondering what's this thing going to look like a year from now, 2 years from now, so on and so forth. The good news is we have hope for you. Like we said, things do look kind of bleak right now, but this is not the first time this has happened. An example I shared is I am a 2009 graduate. I didn't graduate from Marshall undergrad, but I graduated from undergrad in 2009, and of course that's when everything was going haywire with the economy back then, and that was another very bleak job market to graduate into. So like I said, we've seen this kind of thing before, so the good news is there is hope, and I fully believe things will bounce back. But what we want to talk about are some ways kind of in the meantime, how are some ways to proceed. So we have some tools here we want to talk about that career education can provide for you, and Erin has some insight on that, so do you want to go ahead and take it away?
Sure. I can definitely talk about some of those tools. And one of the first tools that we want to talk about is Handshake. In the past, the Office of Career Education used a platform called Job Tracks, and over the summertime we actually transitioned away from Job Tracks and we now use Handshake. And basically Handshake is a platform where students can go in and they can search job openings, internships.
Yeah, excellent.
They can connect with employers. That way, they can also look for career fairs that we offer in our office as well. So, really important right now, especially for students, to make sure that they have their profile in Handshake. And make sure that it's up to date, that they have an approved resume posted on there so that employers can see those. And when they're making connections with them, they'll have all the necessary information that they need at that time. So yeah, Handshake is the first thing that we want to make sure that students are taking advantage of and utilizing. Advice for those who are looking for jobs right now or internships, or who are looking to, or already have an interview scheduled. First things you want to think about, make sure, you've signed up in Handshake like we talked about, you have your profile ready. Stay open to different opportunities. Yeah. I know a lot of folks have an idea of what they want to do, and right now that particular job just may not be, something that a lot of companies are offering right now. So, think a little bit broader when it comes to your search. Keep your mind open, especially during this time when you're looking for jobs.
Definitely. And something I like to kind of point out when we get to that part of the discussion is something I've learned from having a little bit of difficulty finding work 10, 11 years ago when I graduated is a question I like to ask students is if you're not getting telephone calls now or emails about jobs now, what's to say that why do you think you will in 3 months, 6 months, or a year? Meaning if you're not doing something to better yourself. If you're the same candidate down the road that you are now, I mean, it might happen, but be using that time, even if it's not going into your dream job, be using that time to maybe take a class, learn a skill, volunteer, to do something to continually sharpen your skill set.
Those are great points for sure, Denny. The other thing that we really encourage people to do is to attend virtual fairs and be present during those. So if you're sitting there and you've signed up for a virtual fair and you're attending it, don't be playing on your phone. Don't be playing with the dog, because a lot of people right now are doing these things from home. You want to be present, especially if you have a camera on you. You want to make sure that you are dressed professionally, just like you would be if you went to something that was a face-to-face type event. And the same thing for an interview. If you are doing an interview with an employer, you want to present yourself the same way virtually that you would be doing it in face-to-face. So, have a quiet space, have a clean, tidy space that you're doing this in. Make sure that you're dressed the part, whether you just put on a nice dress shirt or a nice blouse, so that, fix your hair, normal things that you would do. Don't come with a ball cap on, those kind of things. So treat it the same as you would a face-to-face. Like we said, be aware of your location. Make sure that it's got good lighting. There's not a lot of noise. You don't want your dog or your roommates talking, barking in the background while this is going on. And then lastly, make sure that you follow up with an email or a phone call to that person that you interviewed with, or maybe someone that you met at a career fair. Let them know that, yes, you are interested. You appreciate the fact that they took time to meet with you.
Absolutely.
Those kind of things. So we feel like that those are some good things to think about. There's some specific industries that are hiring, really well right now. Some maybe not as much, but education seems to be the one area that's really kind of taken a jump. And so if you just recently graduated with an education degree, your numbers look pretty good.
Excellent.
Especially on Handshake. We've had over 1,300 positions posted in education since we've gone there. So education is a great field right now for a lot of those who've just graduated. One of the things we want to talk about is, the virtual fairs. Typically in the fall and the spring, the Office of Career Education hosts career fairs face-to-face.
Yep.
Obviously, that's not really going to happen right now. But we do have 4 virtual fairs coming up, and they're kind of specialized. The first one we're going to have is going to be on October the 6th, and it's going to be open to all majors. We have one on October the 8th, which is going to be open to business majors. October 13th will be open to engineer majors. And then the last one is going to be October 15th, and that's going to be specifically for health professional majors.
Oh, cool.
So those are 4 fairs that are coming up soon. We encourage students to log into Handshake. They can check out the information about those. The Office of Career Education is constantly posting new things, new ideas, new events, ways that we can help students continue their search for internships and jobs. So we definitely encourage students to look into all the things that the Office of Career Education offers.
Absolutely. And I like one of the things you said right there at the end is that we are publishing new things all the time. I know, Erin, you in particular, you send us emails all the time. Here's an opportunity. Guys, look at this opportunity. So you're doing a great job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're rocking and rolling in your job. And
well, thank you. And I know that, we're constantly posting stuff in social media. Jennifer in our office is always posting, upcoming events and things like that. So students, should constantly be looking. It's ever changing when it comes to things that are being posted, for socially.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a very good point too. Is we are active on social media, so if you want to know more about what our office can do, I mean, of course, there are the things we pretty much continually do, which are going to be some things I'm going to lead into here in just a moment. But definitely check us out on social media, because the reason we exist, the reason we have jobs, it's to help students, it's to serve you. So if you want to get the most out of that, if you want to stay the most up to date on what we're doing, definitely follow us on social media. So, like I just mentioned, what are some things that career education can help you with in addition? These are going to be some things that we've, kind of our mainstays, I guess, if you want to put it like that, some of the things that we, I guess, our trademarks, if you will.
Right, all those things that keep you busy.
That's right, yeah. What are kind of like things what are we known for? And one of those things is going to be document reviews. What we see by far the most of, I believe, is resumes. We see a lot of cover letters, but we can also look at documents. For instance, a personal statement for grad school.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's we see those. I feel like day in and day out. We definitely try to help students with those. And the thing is, I think with resumes too, is it's with templates and Word, and there's so many things online. I think it's pretty easy to get a resume. And I know you've worked in recruiting, so tell me your thoughts on this.
Sure.
I think it's pretty easy to get a resume that's maybe 75 or 80% there, but it might be that extra 20% that really sets you apart, sets the best apart from simply being good.
Oh, I agree. And sometimes when you've looked at a document over and over and over again, sometimes your eyes just kind of glaze over, and you see things that aren't really there, but you just need a second set of eyes to kind of check that out, make sure your spelling's correct, make sure that the flow looks good. So yes, I think an extra set of eyes is definitely needed when it comes to a resume.
Oh, I totally agree, and like I said, I'm kind of hit and miss on those templates anyway. I'm not going to say anything's terrible, but we're special. I will say this: we're specialists in resumes. It's what we do. So why not have a professional who specializes in that take a look at your document?
And it's a free service, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I don't know. I've asked Chris about a tip jar on my desk. I think she said no, but so yeah.
I think she said no.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. So yeah, and not only is it a free service. Well, I mean, it's free at the time. I do tell students, you've already paid for this, or this is lumped in. So take advantage of this. I mean, we're a service here. We want to help you, so take advantage of it.
Take advantage, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that you also look at things for alumni as well.
We do, yeah. I make that joke sometimes in presentations. I tell people we will serve you until you die. There's no expiration on our services. So if you're a recent graduate, come and see us. If you're a current student, come and see us. But if you're 10, 15 years after graduation and you're ready for a career change, again, come and see us. I mean, I don't know necessarily who will be there. It may be us, it may not be if it's that many years in the future. But I mean, I feel the department is very committed to that. So even if it's not us, I feel like there will be some talented and dedicated professionals there. So definitely now and in the future, take advantage of that. So
Absolutely.
Very good point. I'm happy you pointed that out. Yeah. Mock interviews are another thing that we can help students with, and this is another one of the bad jokes I make when I go to do presentations. I always say, who loves doing an interview? And a lot of times there's one or two smart alecks that they raise their hand, and every now and then someone says they really do. Most students indicate they don't enjoy job interviews, and I tell people too, if I interviewed for a job today, I'd be nervous about it. So if you're nervous about it, or if you're not mentally where you'd want to be to do a job interview, there's nothing wrong with that, and you're definitely not alone. But again, this is something that our office can help you with. You don't want to leave an interview up to chance. You want to be sure to feel comfortable interviewing both in person and online. And I know that's something that we're going to be doing for Career Ed Live this week as well. We're going to be talking about ways to ace a virtual job interview. So either check that out live, or it will definitely be recorded, and you can come back and check that out in the future. And online interviews bring a couple unique considerations in and of themselves, but at the same time, a lot of the basics are still there. You want to think about the way you present yourself, the way you look, the way you speak, the way you act, and things like that.
Totally agree.
And we can also give you general career advice as well. And I think with careers, anyone who's had a career longer than a couple months has had ups and downs and triumphs and disappointments and great times.
It's part of the whole thing, right? Having ups and downs in your career.
It really is. So that's something we can help, like I said, students and alumni with as well, is just general career advice. And I mean, even me, I periodically need pep talks, and sometimes I hit people up in the office for those. I'm like, I'm feeling really drained. I need a pep talk. I know amongst ourselves we do that. And just to kind of, maybe just for some perspective, I know students and alumni come to us for that as well. So just general career advice. If maybe you're not ready to officially commit to something, but you just want to know some more information about a certain field, about a certain degree, about maybe a certain type of job, like whether now or in the future, that's definitely something that we can help you with as well. So I think that's about it on my list. Do you have any parting thoughts for us, Erin?
No, I just think, in closing up here, even though, like you said, the market looks a little bleak right now, there still are a lot of jobs that are being posted. I'm getting probably close to 100 jobs and/or internships a week that
Wow.
come through on Handshake.
That's incredible.
So, in all different industries. So definitely want to take time to look at Handshake on a regular basis. If you've looked at it on Monday, I would say go back and look again on Friday, because it's always going to change. Constantly getting updates, and companies are constantly starting to post new things. So definitely check that out. So that would be one of the main things. Just because you checked it earlier in the week doesn't mean it's not going to, something's not new, not going to be there by the end. So definitely follow up, check in, and use the tools that the university offers you, and the Office of Career Education is one of those great tools that you can utilize.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And I love what you said about checking back frequently on, because, Handshake was new, but it was kind of the same thing with job tracks. I have a student come to me for a meeting, and they say, well, I can't find anything on there. I'm like, how many times did you check? And they're like, once.
So, yeah.
So
at the beginning of the semester, I looked one time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I fully admit it. Yeah, you can, if you look one time. Yeah, you may not find anything that time. You might check it 2 days later and find your dream internship, your dream job. So you have to continually. Same is true when you're looking for a full-time job. If you're going outside of Handshake, same. Yeah, you just have to continually look for the opportunities that you want.
Absolutely. And we in Handshake, the jobs that we are approving in Handshake aren't just jobs that are here. So if you're looking to stay here, that's great. There's jobs there. But if you're, maybe wanting to go back home and you don't live right here in this local area, definitely look and see about jobs that are in the area where you're looking to go, because we get jobs from all kinds of areas. So.
And that's awesome too. And I'll touch on that real quick too, because I know just over the years of meeting with students here, some students really want to stay close to home. Some maybe live in other parts of the state or other parts of the region, and they want to go there. And then some just want to get away. They want to go to the ends of the earth.
That's right. Obviously, we'd love to keep them all here, but we understand that that's not always the case. So. You can do searches for specific jobs, and you can also do searches on specific areas. So if there's a certain area in our state that you're wanting to go, you can drop that name in and search by location as well. So there's a lot of different ways to filter out jobs in Handshake, so that you're not having to go through all, 4,000 and some that are in there currently.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great advice. So do you have any other parting thoughts for us?
I don't think so, Denny. I think that's about all I had today.
Okay, excellent. I think I'm in good shape too, but I want to thank everyone again for joining us on OverHERD at Career Ed. Again, this is a new twice monthly outreach from our office, so we hope to see you back here next time.
Thanks, Denny.
Thank you, Erin.